Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well and may have revised the previously learned topics. So now, our today's topic is learning how to measure. You might have observed many situations of measurement of length as in the above examples, where sometimes we use instruments and sometimes hands, foot, palms, etc. We use meter as a unit of length and subsequently, centimeters and millimeters as smaller units of length. Measure the length of one side of a table using your hand span. Ask your classmates to do the same. Record the length of the table in terms of number of hand spans. You observe that there is a difference in number of hand spans though you measured the same table. Now find the length of your classroom using your foot span. Enter your observations in terms of number of foot spans. Is the number of footspins same when different students measure the length of classroom? We do not get the same measurements in two cases mentioned above because the handspans footspins are not same for each one of us. We often use these type of conventional methods to measure certain lengths. For example, cubits for the length of a string of flowers and length and breadth of a playground using strides. Similarly, we use this system of measurement while playing siragona, gilli danda, where the length of the stick is used as the unit to measure the desired distance. Have a look at the various methods of measurement. The Danyang Kunshan Grand Bridge is the world's longest bridge. It is a 164.8 kilometers, 102.4 mi, long. The story of the scale. Many hundred years ago, people used to measure distances with their hand spans, strides or foot spans. One day, a very tall man went to a shop to buy some cloth. He asked for 3.5 cubit length of cloth. The shopkeeper measured 3 cubit lengths of cloth and then added approximately another half cubit length. The man felt that the shopkeeper had cheated him. So he measured the cloth with his cubit and found that the cloth was not even 3 cubit lengths. He told the shopkeeper that the length of the cloth was less than 3.5 cubit when he measured with his own cubit. The shopkeeper replied that his own arm was the standard for measuring. They both argued about whose cubit was to be taken as standard measure. In those days, people measuring the length of fields with ropes, it creates arguments and hundreds of other things must have been a familiar fight. How should one measure a half or a quarter cubit length? Finally, some sensible people got together and decided to have a scale of a fixed length. In order to measure subunits, they marked this scale with several smaller but equal divisions. They then decided that everyone would measure lengths with this scale. They used wood and metal to make scales of the same length. At one place, people decided to use the distance between the nose and the tip of the middle finger of their king as a measure. They called this distance 1 yard. They used wood and metal to make scales of this length and called this distance 1 yard. This yard was divided into 3 equal parts and each part was called a foot. They then divided each foot into 12 equal parts called inches. They even divided each inch into smaller segments. Other countries in the world also made their own scales. Because each country had its own scale which differed from others, it led to a lot of problems in trade and commerce. There was always a chance of quarrels breaking out. Finally, in France, it was decided that a certain length of rod made of a special material, platinum iridium, would be called a meter. The meter was divided into 100 equal parts and these parts were called centimeter. Each centimeter was further divided into 10 equal parts called millimeter. Now we are using this as a standard measurement for length throughout the world. This original scale is preserved in a museum in France. In 1590, Zacharias Janssen and his son Hans invented microscope. Thanks for watching.